I'm glad I did that paid reading, you know. I'm glad I'm doing this YouTube. Let's see if anybody comes back. Let's see if how many people I've lost, how many new people I could pick up. Thank you for sticking with me. That to me is important. There's David, thank you. So, you know, I'm looking up what is Murphy's Law. If something can go wrong, it will. And the additional is it's usually the worst time. I mean, that's a deep belief system. I never really had the belief system. So, welcome back. Thank you for all coming back. Let's see how this works. I think the problem was I had tried a new webcam. And I never rebooted. I took it off, put this one on, and I'm trying very hard to make it work. All right, you wonderful people. You just keep an eye on for me to see whether or not it's going to act up. And I was sharing with the YouTube, so if you missed anything, you can go to YouTube and watch it. And it is my issue because it has to do with the past life. It has to do with it. Now, I don't want it to be about me right now because I'm thinking and they're putting me back into spirits. Now there is a whole boatload of spirits, so this is going to be working because they're over here going, we didn't do it this time. we didn't do it this time, which is hilarious as all get out. And I'm like, okay, you didn't do it this time. And now we have, we have Centurions that are standing guard. And they said that we have to really help you, to really find this out. So you can go and when you go to sleep, you can do a lot of healing. And that's what I've been doing the last few nights. When I go and look out at life, what are those patterns? I feel love from you guys. I can see love. That was one question I had when I was younger. What is love? Why do I can't feel it? I got two beautiful children, but in a way, they have, they don't express love, but that is a lot to do with their bloodline. But it also is how I see them. They can't show up any other way than I let them. I have birds, and birds are supposed to be the most friendliest thing on the planet. But for some reason, mine are like, fuck you, get away. And I'm like, wait, mommy loves you. Ah, chirp, chirp, chirp. Like, I don't know if you can hear her. She knows I'm in here. She's chirping. She's like, I want you to come in. You forgot to turn my TV set on. Yes, I put the TV on to them, so they'll be quiet. And I didn't turn it on, so now they're hollering at me. And when you allow yourself to take that next step, it is to the rest. This isn't just the way of life. This isn't just the way of life. You have to go deeper. You have to go deeper. All right. Now, Jennifer, did you want me to do a quick read? I haven't listened to any of your audio or anything. That if you want me to do a quick read, we can call. We can take it in that way, or I'll just do the minute and a half reads and for everyone. And I just feel like this is a strange night, but it is. The clue here is that things just aren't working. Other people's energies are interfering, and I can't seem to stop it. I can't seem to connect. Clue. I can't connect to the birds, can't connect with my kids the way I want, can't connect with the internet the way I want, but thank God I can connect with you wonderful people. I look to you guys and I see your names. I look to you and I can feel your love. I can't tell you how much that means to me. I have a wonderful husband that really, really loves me, and I worked so hard to get that one. I mean, it's beautiful. So you know, I know I was doing good. And Jennifer says, sure. Sure is in, well, if you're using your phone, you probably can't anyway, because some people can slide it across and call me through Messenger. I can call you through Messenger. We are all still learning. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you get to see, you know, did I stress out? No, I'm just deep in thought of really, and trying to keep the show going. So it's like multitasking or micromanaging. Jennifer says the shoe is on the other foot. I don't understand when that's going on. I didn't read anything that you said, and if you feel like I need to, then I will. That's right, you listen to you through your phone. So we're going to, once I figure out why, but you got somebody coming in from the other side. I can't see them or hear them. They just said, wait. So you got somebody coming through. I don't know who that is. So we're going to wait a second. You get headaches and you never get them. Okay, so we're going to address that. Maybe that's why that person, oh, they're not here yet. They're saying wait. Okay, well, Sarah says, can I ask your opinion on picking up people's thoughts? I will think things are going to happen or that he will do something and he does exactly what I'm thinking. I feel like I'm stalking him energetically almost. Okay. Before I do certain things, I'm going to let you know. When you get like really in tune with somebody, me and my husband do this all the time. I'll think he said it out loud and I'll just answer him. You know, like, but I didn't even ask yet. Or, you know, and there's a way of anticipating people's needs, but there are times that you just are so in sync. He'll be thinking like, oh, I want to go to the store to get something. You know, like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to run uptown and go get that thing that you want. And then he'll be like, what? But he'll do it back to me too. Me and him will pick up on each other's aches and pains. I got scoliosis. I don't like to claim that, but I don't have a pain all the time. But sometimes when the hips start stacked up, I don't tell anybody. I don't say anything. I just, you know, I won't take any drugs. I won't need it. And all of a sudden, he'll like, I'm walking funny. He says, your back hurting. I'm like, yes. I'll like, stop taking me on. And what you're doing is that you have to begin to learn to observe and recognize and say, if this is it, so be it. But if you are, oh, they're here now. Okay. But if you are absorbing and you don't know how to let it go, then you can take on and do more than what you need to. Silva Mind Control, they changed the name of it, but if you look up Silva Mind Control, you'll get the information. And he and his daughter learned how to talk through the mind, through telepathy and stuff like this. People are beginning to really become in sync with each other. People's thoughts, you know, the last thing I want to do is pick up people's thoughts, but I don't know. I mean, people are waking up more and more, and they're like, how dare you have that negative thought about me? You don't want to do that, because some people's thoughts, it's just the way they process. It's the way they go into a different state of mind, and it can cause you so many issues because it's not meant to have to always take offense. Your ego does not have to be nosy. Your spirit, on the other hand, can go, oh, wait, is that my issue? Why am I experiencing this reality? What personal emotions, what personality am I having? What's my personal reality doing? And what personally am I doing to create this personal reality? And you pay attention. Okay? Now, you can have other interferences. You can have picking up group consciousness. You can picking up the environment. Go to the store. You can pick up too many people's emotions. You need to stop doing that. They said, just put your hand down. Apparently, I was put in front of the screen. Now, Jennifer, your headache has to do with waking up. Is this hers? Okay. When you have a body emotion, this is the wrong time for them to teach me, but they want to. So I'm going to show you how they teach me. I don't know if it's going to make a lick of sense to you. The body is a musical instrument. The meridians are strings. And when the strings are played, they make strands. And sometimes you can hear the DNA. You can hear the RNA, the mother side, the father side. You can follow the timelines. What I hear for her is that her main meridian, and usually you get one, that gives you all the hell. I mean, you would think because of asthma, you think, oh, it must be your lung. No, for me, it was the gallbladder. And that's the wood element. For Jennifer, your main meridian is the kidney. Okay? It's because in every relationship, to a certain degree, you're always the I, it. And I, you is what we're doing right now. We've got this reciprocity. I see you as a soul. I love you guys, and I know you love me. And it's just that, you know, I'll do things for you, you do things for me, and it's an I, you. I treat you kindly, and I have empathy. And I, it is something that's been, you came in with in your contract, and then the I, it is simply this. You're always treated like an object. You've prepared yourself to say things. You have prepared yourself to have comebacks. You have become, you know, you had to fight. You had to be mighty. You had to be strong. The headache in this case is that it's like you're tired of correcting yourself. So now there's a part of you deep inside that says, I don't want to correct myself anymore. You literally have gotten to the soul level of, okay, if you're not going to heal it, then you're going to start showing signs. I feel like you have picked up somebody that has been acting really mean, and it's finally getting to you. The headache in this case is that your part of you is hitting an insecurity. So what's going to happen? As your headache pops up, it's because of the liver meridian. Is the liver meridian because of the liver meridian? No, it's because of the stomach meridian. So the liver meridian is, oh my God, this is the emotion. And the chemical peptides are very active at this point. You may not be aware of it consciously. You're like, oh, I'm okay. But you have, oh my God, the stomach is causing the liver to act more like out of control because you have been around self-centered people, and that's starting to get to you, so it's affecting the liver. Is the stomach? No. Your governing meridian, it is that you've been scorned. There's a scorn. Somebody scorned you. And this very much is just happened. There's some type of a present moment thing. Is okay, so the governing meridian's doing that. Is that because of the governing meridian? Yes, the governing meridian. And why? Because it goes up the kidney. And it's because you're an I, it. And there's a part of you that has always had to go through what is impending doom. Kidney is about impending doom. Your soul is saying it's so tired. Thank you, David. Your soul is so tired of this. It's like, you know, when are you going to change your habit? You know, and your head is that the chemical peptides are just They're not filtering the way that you want them to and the way you need to. You have this sense of worry that's just nagging you. And when this happens, it throws you off. Now, are you in rest and digest? No, you're in complete stress mode. I'd say you need to take a nice deep breath in, let it out, suck your gut in, and hold your breath as all the air is out. You need to switch that autonomic nervous system to say, unlock, and go into rest and digest in the parasympathetic. Breathe in, let it all out. Hold your breath. Let it back in. You need to do that several times. You need to turn around and on the tops of your feet, liver 3, you need to rub those points. You got to get the poison out of your system now. Rub on top of both of your feet. Liver 3. You have to hold R2S and make sure you put your finger in the palm of your hand. You got to look at how you were disproved of. Somebody has just disproved of you about something in particular, because that is causing a backlash, because it came in through scorn and it came in through a self-centered person, and now your body's like going, oh my God. You rub those points, you hold that point on your wrist. Really remove that self-centeredness. And notice how you're putting up with being invalid. To get rid of the headache, I feel liver. I want you, because there's so many points on the feet, just massage all the top of your feet, your gates, the bones, here's your big toes. That might be all sore. Don't be surprised, because that's the stomach, the liver, the gallbladder. Rub them and rub the sides so you can get the bladder meridian, and rub, and then underneath the ankle bone on the inside of your foot, rub there because of your kidneys. Rub your tops of your feet. You don't need to do the bottoms unless you want to. You need to get that fluid to break up, and energy will be sent to your organs, okay? Is it something you read? Hold on. Is this occurred because it was something you read? Who made a comment? Did you read a comment? Did you read something that was not nice? Oh, did you pick up somebody's phone? Well, yeah. You need to do eye accessing. Go to my website and look for sensory accessing, and it's really strong in your one eye. Pull it out, because you just want to go grr, but you need to pull it out. Do the eye switching, get the number down to 0, and you should start to repair. She said, yep. All right, so you need to not do that. Yeah, you got to stop the habit, because you're only doing it because you know you're right. But you're also repeating and repeating and repeating, and it's just going to be an endless loop of pain and suffering, pain and suffering. You need to stop that program. Yes, all those wonderful people that you've shared, you get a card. The liking or loving of the show up above. You know, remember to get notified too. Okay, a minute and a half. Ooh, the spirits are rolling now. I would say my one friend's here because a horse just ran by, but I don't think she's on right now. Okay. Oh, thank you for loving the feeds. I do go back and I do read them and send cards and do all these good things. So what we're going to do is that just say it once. Don't do it a billion times. Say yes, please, for a reading, and I'll give you a minute and a half. And so I don't want my screen to jump and lose all the people. Even in YouTube, if you know, just say it once. And if you're in both places, just say it once. Okay, so the first person I'm going to read. Where are we in the show? We're doing readings now, David. And this is 20 minutes in this part. In the second video of 20 minutes, if you're getting, if you want to know it that way, the timestamp. Yes, please. Teresa Perkins is what we're going to go first. Okay, Teresa Perkins first. I hear bells, not big bells, small bells, as chimes or something. Something in particular is what I'm hearing. They say if you can feel calm about things, but like when you go to certain places, if you hear something go off, it literally begins to create an anxiety. So you have like a power of suggestion. So at some point in your life, there was noise going on and you were having anxiety, and so it kind of like cemented it. And so now when you hear something, I don't know exactly what it is, when you hear something, it sets off part of that anxiety without you knowing it. And when the anxiety starts, it goes into this part of the chest. When it happens, and all of a sudden the body starts to fighting for you. So the spleen goes, oh my God, I have to worry. And then that energy becomes all messed up. And then it goes up to the stomach. So spleen is about worried with the D. So it brings up the old shit. And then your immune system starts to go wonky. Then your stomach meridian kicks in, and then it says you have to worry. And then that is how you're supposed to survive, because you have to worry. It's like, but that's not true, because what you're worrying about is something that your body's saying, we're going to get bullied. And any second now, we're going to get bullied. And it's so long ago, you may never get bullied again, but your body knows this. I would then tap out bullied. How you know what being bullied is, or you make an appointment with me. And we'll take it out just like that. You have excessive what? It bothers you because you have excessive pride. It's like they push that button until you have excess pride, and you need to heal that. Next person is Carrie Ann Bolton, or Bolt, something like that. Compatibility. Am I compatible with? You're not compatible with because you have a habit of something. What are you not compatible with? People, places, things. You're not compatible with certain energies, certain things. You're talking about earth. No, you're talking about appliances. You're talking about grids, angels, people, spirits, dogs, animals, planetary. Well, let's go through the whole dang list. So there's planetary alignment. Somehow it's like kicking your butt about something. You seem to be incompatible. Why are you incompatible? In this case, it is about the hopelessness and being petrified. Are you talking about this lifetime? What age? 3 years old, you had something about being petrified, and you had hopelessness. And because it's still there, and I see the little girl, her knees are folded up, you're rocking, and she keeps looking behind the curtain as if to say she's waiting for something bad to happen. As she's looking, and then she rocks. As she's looking, so I'm stuck in a glitch, okay, which causes you to be incompatible with the planets. So the planets are asking you to deal with that issue. Use healing tools to do it. There's plenty. Or you can just hire me. I'm not that expensive. We're good there. Next person is Peg O'Neill Richardson. Lullaby and good night. I hope they don't stop me from... You know the song. It keeps rhythming in my head. What is it about? And it's about Wishy Washy. You don't know what to do. Do I stay away or go to sleep? I don't know how to address things in life. So there's a wishy washy, but somehow it's like being lulled. So you're being lulled into what? Into action, and you don't know if you really want to do it, because that means somebody is lulling you. Somebody is putting you into that position. They said there's an exertion of other people's power and it seems to affect your fourth chakra and your fifth. So you have empathy. Oh, sorry, you a kinesthetic? Ah, gotcha. Does it? And the fifth is the front, back. So it's the will. It affects your will, and the heart, front, feeling. So when you're feeling, kinesthetic it's a little bit different than and an empath can feel in the shoes on the other feet. You can. But in kinesthetic, that's the way you talk. It's like, visual people, visually can see things, and auditory is about how you hear things. Kinesthetic is how you feel things. And it's not necessarily about right or wrong. So what will happen is if you're in a fight and you're talking, you're staring the person down, and they're all of a sudden you're kinesthetically, you're like, and you already know how to solve the issue. But the problem is if you solve it, they won't, because they'll turn around and they'll feel like they won. And then they, and then you feel rotten, and you feel like you can't speak and you can't do something. So you have to develop that kinesthetic part of you. First of all, don't look people in the eye when you're arguing. Josephine Rock. What? It's clear. What a beautiful morning. People got music today. The skies are clear. What about it? Sometimes you'll feel really good and you'll go to do something, but you have an awkward thing that makes you stuck. That awkward is in what it's in the sixth chakra in the back, so it affects the will of using your intuition about being correct. So if you were going to use your abilities, then you create an awkwardness so you can stop believing in yourself, because you were told that you were stupid and you were wrong. What age? Nice to hear another kid, 5 years old. So I hear another kid, affected your self-efficacy to do something. And so therefore then you they must be right, and I have to believe them, and they are valuable because they're correct. No, you got to stop doing this pattern. Consider the source. They're not you. Don't get advice on how to be a millionaire when you're taking and getting the advice off somebody that's living off the streets, unless they really do have $1 million. But you got to value your opinion, and you can stop getting it from people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Sarah Bailey, she wants to know if there's a great grandma, and her name is Patricia. Yeah, but here's an interesting thing. She said she's not coming in. She's coming in like in a glitch. Are you busy? Oh, she's not clear to hear you. So you're not clear to hear her. And see, now she's coming in clear for me. So you want to clear that up. Okay, so what is it that's stopping from hearing? You're obsessing. So your mind is so busy, the 41 thoughts per minute. You obsess that you don't allow that connection from the higher self to come in, to connect with the heart and to connect with the gut. So your ego keeps getting in the way. Your ego keeps getting in the way. But the obsession is that you stored it in the body. You've stored it. Is it a body consciousness? No, it's like storing it is pain. So you obsess. You're going to be in infamy. To be in bad, considered bad. So you're really going to have to look at that pattern of how you obsess about, is it a self-talk? Yes. And you really are going to have to bring that energy down into the body. You need to disrupt it. Use EFT is a good one. You got to look at your quality of thoughts and say, no, I can choose better. Sometimes your thoughts are not going to be able to be easy to choose because those chemical peptides are so freakingly strong. Amy. She's so happy. I think it's because we're beginning to be good friends. She's so happy. She's like, you should have seen what my kitties did. Criticism. The criticism is like toilet paper. Oh, you're learning how to flush it down? It's good. But you're starting to notice the wrong crowd, the people that are around you. They're really not healthy for you. You've been taken some of the information that I've been teaching and applying it, and you're getting to see life differently. Well, that's good. Okay, at this point, you have to be okay with to lose your family and friends. You have to be okay to grow. Don't get stuck in the root chakra where you're comfortable and that you have to be, you found how to live within the tribe by losing yourself. The will to take care of yourself, the will to move forward. And they said, hey, there's a lot of processing going on. And they said there's a lot of issues in that physical body. And the main reason why all of this is messed up is from the liver meridian. Well, how would she begin to repair it? Well, first of all, she has got to stop feeling helplessness. So, and the thing is that they put you, I felt like you were put into the position that you're supposed to be helpless. Oh, and they've also said that you learned when you were 7 years old that more people got attention when they were sick. So you got to go talk to that 7-year-old, and you're going to have to realize, is this true? You know, if it is, you need to go in and remove those programs. Oh, thank you, Amy. She's on the best. Ah, Sarah Bailey. Wait a minute, I already gave you one, didn't I? Yes. Oh, Lenore, got it. Lenore. Oh, I hear a lot of kitty music. What time is it? What's up, Doc? What's it? So everything's like running through my head. You've been feeling like you're becoming irrelevant. Oh, honey, you have a lot of strength within yourself, and what your words do matter. You just happen to be around the wrong people that you're trying to get validation from. I feel like, so is this something that you feel like ever since you've been 4 years old, you've been trying to get validation, but they know better than you. And so it's been an imposed discipline to hearing that story. And somehow there's a part of you that's tired of hearing that story because you're beginning to wake up and know that your thoughts matter and they're important. You need to start drawing the right crowd to you. And you will, and you have. Draw that right crowd. Because you begin to live in gratitude, which means you know you've received before. So living in gratitude. Live in thank you therapy. So you know it's coming to you because you already know it's coming. Because I had that feeling that I had gotten before. Learn to just keep doing this and keep looking for clues, which way you're going to go. You don't have to always focus on what needs to be healed. Sometimes you need to just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to start bringing in and whatever I'm supposed to do next, and it starts to be revealed to you slowly. Okay, Sammy Hayes. Sammy Hayes. Okay, ready? Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this. She may say too much. No, I won't give away too much information. What I will tell you is the energy that's not yours that's sitting in there is that you feel other people's hatred. And you can, it's like sometimes you'll feel it and then you go to look at a rose and the rose will look dull color. It won't look like a rose. It'll just, and you gotta get that out because that's, that creates an anxiety for you. Oh, you don't even find out about your demons and about other things you've done nothing wrong, and you don't have any of those. You have to heal these. Just start healing those particular emotions because half of the things that you're feeling are other people's stuff. You need to push your finger on your forehead and your belly button, push in and lift up, and start building up that energy. So you hold this for 2 to 3 minutes, and it starts building up this egg around you, so you can stop absorbing these people. Half your shit is not even yours. The other thing is just put your elbows together and whoosh. It's called the Celtic weave. Go down by your waist, whoosh, go down, and then keep doing it to your knees and your ankles. Okay? Start doing figure eights. And then connecting, you just put your hands together, push up, and then push up again. And as you breathe, you know, there's a quick way of doing it. It's called connecting heaven and earth. But as you do this, look up to the way your hand is up in the air. You're going to start pushing people's energy off of you. Then you're going to need to do some EFT to get that out of your body. Big word is hatred. Ugh, it's gross. Okay. You're welcome. What happens every day, David? Anybody that's new, you need to say, please, yes, please. And I'll look over on YouTube. Is anybody over there? Nope. Okay. Yeah, I thank you for sharing. You get a card, you know. So in the little button up there, I do my best to, when they say shared and they show the list, I then give you a card. And up there, when you say hit love or like, then I go in and I give you a card, because sometimes people want a reading and they feel like they missed it, or Devane Ann. Oh, wow, what the hell's here? Is your bones out of alignment? Yes. What do you mean, yes? Is there a spirit here? She can't hear me. Are you poking at her head? No, but you can see it. You can see it. Are you alive? Oh, are you earthbound? Do you know what that is? People don't have to be dead to come talk to me. People's consciousness can come to me. You seem to be near somebody that's very concerned about you. And they say that you're going over and over a story, and it seems to be draining. And this person's talking really soft and slow. I fear she won't love me. Are you somebody else, or are you a different age? Okay, I'm just gonna. No, okay, no, this is somebody else. It's safe. Don't worry. It's not any of what your fear is. Are you able to describe your feelings? Oh, I forgot to turn the timer on. Aren't you lucky? Can you describe your feelings at all? Because alexithymia is about how you're not able to really describe what you're feeling. And this consciousness has just been very concerned about you. And then they're saying that you have to live your life their way, whoever's they are, whoever, not the person that's telling me, but you got to begin to see this. You really need to stop it, is for one thing, because when you begin to live through other people, live the way they want you to, which is totally different, you're going to have an issue. They know how to push the guilt and the shame, and they do it with a freaking smirk. Who is this person that doesn't, well, I can't say they don't like you. They love you. It's just the way we do things. Wow. Deficient, and they know this. They know that you're deficient of certain things, and they take advantage of this. What are you deficient of? Deficient of love. So by giving you attention, by getting you to do what my imposed will is telling you, then you feel like you get love, you know. Do you know what pattern I'm talking about? Oh. Okay, so hold on now to see if this person, is this grandmother Margaret, who's been here? Why do you feel alive? Because I am. So, all right. do you have a physical body? No. So that's who that was. But she's saying that do you need to go to a chiropractor? Gotta get that head right. J D-E-V-I-K A J D-V. Tumultuous. What's tumultuous? I'm in an ocean. Is this emotions? No, this is just oceans. You can surround yourself. It insulates. You don't have to hear people. Are you a surfer dude? There's something to do with, I see a boogie board. What's going on? Why am I seeing this? What's the importance of showing me this? Because when you're there, you're relevant. There's a connection and a purpose. Something to do with a connection and a purpose, because otherwise you're trying to avoid feeling irrelevant. Sometimes you have conversations. I think you are talking to the wrong people, because I feel like your intellectual is going to this person don't get you. So what's the point of talking to them? But for some reason you feel like you have to communicate with them. It could be a loved one, may not be, but I feel like you need to find your tribe, the people that you're supposed to talk to. You really are meant to develop in that particular area. Your reaction. Oh, you're attracting them so that you can heal a reaction. What is your reaction? Your reaction is that you have to obsess about. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done this. It doesn't. So whatever the obsession of your inner dialogue, your soul is asking you to address, change it so that you can bring in new people to help you. Okay, so we'll take Brittany Lynch, and then we'll go to Sonia Aguilar. So Brittany, I want to sneeze. I smell pepper. Don't be ashamed to be alone. You got somebody that's coming from the other side, but they're standing behind me. I can't see them. Don't be afraid to be alone, because there's no shame in being alone. That's where your strength and your power is. You have a superpower, but you're listening to the wrong people. You're listening to the wrong people. Are you a writer? Do you need to get away and do some writing? Because they're saying you need to clear your head, write some shit down. Clear your head, write some shit down. Sometimes you talk to the wrong people. And can you really trust those people? You have I didn't turn the timer on, so good for you. You have a wave of emotion that just whooshed by me. Is that your wave of emotion? Yes. What particular emotion is that you have to show me? You take the blame. You got to stop doing that. Is it to end the fight? You take the blame because it's the right thing to do. Okay, you need to reevaluate right and wrong. Those people are going to have to own up the responsibility. It's not a good deed you're doing. They'll never develop if you are always taking the blame. If you're doing it to have them shut up, just get up and walk away. Do something other. Training yourself to take the blame, it only is going to cause you to have issues. People that are galled. Are you galled? No, they are galled at you. That's when it really affects you. If you know this, start tapping out how a person shows up and say, oh my God, I really seem to react when they show up like this, like they're galled, with the facial expressions and everything else. You may have to do sensory accessing or just set up an appointment with me. But you have this distrust going on because you don't know really who to trust, because somebody close to you hurt you. And that you're not going to be able to fix the trust. You got to heal the trust, which creates a forgiveness within yourself. And then you get to decide on, after you've healed, where you're supposed to go from there. Otherwise, you're just going to keep repeating, because the mind that created the issue or that's stuck in the issue can't solve it from that angle. Sonia. A lot of overwhelm. Do you work in an area or a nursing home, whatever? The point is you're in an area where everybody's overwhelmed. And that's what makes you important, is when you're overwhelmed. So you have some people that really believe that overwhelm is a gift, and you're supposed to do it. And oh, now all of a sudden I'm overwhelmed by spirits. You don't know how to deal with them. Okay, like I told my one friend, get yourself a ring. All right, spirits, you want to talk to me? Line up in a chute, you know, like a cattle chute, one at a time. You talk to me only when the ring's on. I'm open to talk. When the ring is off, shut up. Don't come around. These are my boundaries. This is what oh wow. Did my husband do what I asked? Because all of a sudden it's like, did he get the bread out of the oven? Did he do this? Did he do that? Okay, learning how to trust in certain areas. You got to remember, some of these spirits will make you think things. You'll pick up other stuff, and then things going to get resolved. You got to begin to know where you end and they begin. You would benefit from separating heaven and earth, and you know, which is this. Look at connecting heaven and earth. The name's changed. Doing the Celtic weave of just sweeping your energies, because when it's a big figure 8, and when you're doing it at all of your joint points, you're literally starting to expand and clear out that aura. Okay. Everything looks good. Okay, Divine, you said you don't know how to show your feelings, but do you know how to communicate with your feelings? And if this is with somebody you live with, it's because your soul is saying you never developed, and you need to heal that out. You need to heal some of these pains. If that's how you feel, oh my God, this is what's happening. I can't express my feelings. Even though I can't express my feelings, okay, use a healing tool. You really have got to start to stepping up and helping yourself out. Pam Tickle. Pam. Have you seen the glimpses of the other side just recently? Because all of a sudden, as I'm looking, I saw your mother, but then I saw Julie. And then they said that, and I'm watching you look, but are you even know that the veil is getting thinner for you so that you can see more? Because I'm looking over, why am I looking in that direction? Because you're hearing on a vibrational level. It's not even really about hearing as much as, you know what resonation is. It's like when all the clocks in the room, they're doing it separately, and all of a sudden everything comes in sync. Okay, so you have a resonating energy, and the thing that you haven't been, that is it a negative or a positive? What about it? You refuse to allow yourself to be fulfilled. And the reason why is because you're picking up other people that resonate, that you're unfulfilled. There are times that you think consciously you are, but your body is like going, no, you have to fill the vessel. And chakra, the fifth chakra, front, to be able to feel what you say, to feel what you're feeling, you separate yourself, and then everybody else becomes an I-it. You don't know how to really make them an I-you, because you think you're doing it. And the reason why is your first chakra says, we can't do this. We can't do this. That first chakra keeps telling you there's a story in your head that you have to protect yourself, a story that you have to be comforting. You can't go anywhere. You have to, and so it becomes a pattern of failure, a pattern of failure. So you have to take and depict what part you want to tap out in what I said, because that's a lot of what just came through. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, if it makes sense to you people, share it with me. Let me know, because I do those so fast, and it's always good to know that I've done. I got a right on the nose or a good hit. Anita from Australia, wonderful. Oh, good. So there is writing. Good. Let's see. Oh, A. Okay, A-L-I-N-E. Okay, A. What the hell? At least you know your name. Alina Ricks, whatever. I'm frozen. I can't move. Are you talking about a meridian? No. Inside of you, what age? I was 6 years old, and I was too scared to go to the next grade. I thought I was going to get hurt and beat up. Did you construct this, or do you remember? You saw something on the TV of how somebody got hurt. How interesting. And so now you get an automatic response. As an adult now, you have an automatic response. And so is there a lot of triggers? Not necessarily a lot of triggers, but when you have lofty energy people that have that energy that's lofty, okay? And the automatic response goes into helplessness, and this is where I freeze. So when you get into that, you're going to need to learn to take the deep breath in, let it all out, suck in your gut, hold your breath. Let the air in. Do that about 3 or 4 times. You need to reset the autonomic nervous system so you'll stop going into that pattern. It's in the breath. You have to unfreeze it. Do you have any meridians frozen? No. Any chakras? No, we're good. It's just that you didn't set the timer. Oh, I didn't, did I? Yeah, I'll go a few more minutes and then somebody knew. Indifference. You've learned to shut that feeling down. So you're like, what are you talking about? I mean, it's just, you have to connect with the body, and the body will tell you. And once you begin to connect with the body, then that is where you're going to say, oh, shit. And then you need to heal that, because you need to get connected at communicating. Oh, let's see. Oh, good. Another person from Australia. That's good. Let's see. We're good. Okay, so I think I got everybody. Well, Christy, I think you're new. I thought I saw somebody else here. Did I read them? Christy Ann McKay. I'll give you a quick read if you want. I'll keep you here. Clear my head. Change the diapers. Don't look over there. Laundry. Even though I feel like their daily chores, you're doing it alone, and you feel like you're spaced. Wait, are you on anything? No. Because all of a sudden I'm feeling very spacey. Is your brains connecting? No. So you're scrambled? A little bit. You need to do the Wayne Cook. When you get, because you got all of these things that are happening, and because the energies are doing this, your right brain and your left brain are not really communicating. So you need to make sure you get the K27s. Follow the collarbone down, fall into the ditch. It's a little hole. Rub those things. For those of you that have a cold or anything, this is your, what the hell's that point? Spleen 21. Get in there. Now, it's just like, there's one here, and then some people, they argue where the point is. Just tap that area. Pam, you need to do one more thing. You need to lift your boob. And underneath the boobs, you need to work on the lymphatics. It's stomach and lymphatics. And the reason I jumped off of not talking to Christy is because all of a sudden it's like everybody needs to be working on this because her energies are messed up. And everybody's energies messed up. This is for everybody. Get that, and you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Get that immune system going. The Wayne Cook is very simple for Christy. Hands out, arms crossed. Turn your hands, pull it in, cross your ankles. Everybody just needs to breathe. And don't hold your breath, because all of a sudden I had to hold my breath. Christy and McKay, make sure you're doing this, because I literally feel you cannot seem to connect with that body. Oh, now all of a sudden my hand, it didn't go to sleep. It just feels like it's numb. No, it doesn't feel like my hand. So switch and switch ankles. Christy Ann, what is going on? Did they put you on some medication? Well, this should help even if you're on medication. There's something affecting you. And when you've done that for a few minutes, put your hands together and just, third eye, like that. Yawning is means the energy is moving. I don't know what's going on with you, Christy. Oh, thanks, same. Demi, J, DJ. Your head's scrambled too, and I think you know why. But a lot of downloading. You're getting a lot of connections. You're getting a lot of information. You're worrying about your son. Which one? Middle one. Do you feel like he's not getting it? He's missing something. He's not getting something. What the hell's going on with my hair? Turn it on. God, what the hell's going on with that? Now my ear's ringing. It's just that there's guilt. You have a lot of guilt. Oh, don't have guilt for what I said or what you're doing. Unless that's a way you need to get your power back and correct it. Sure. Who in the hell has been in your space frustrating you, making you feel like you always have to stand up and fight? You got to heal that program out, because I think these people come in, some people come in because they feel like they got to fight, okay? You don't really have to do that anymore, and you're getting good at getting stronger and walking away. What's a clue? You're not self-loathing, are you? Because they're saying that you're self-loathing and you have a dialogue, and sometimes you sit there and denigrate yourself and then turn around and do the thing you don't want to do. And you do that because, why are you doing it? You're doing it because you feel very self-conscious about right and wrong. And I feel like your mother has been coming close and saying you have to correct your right and wrong, because there is a difference between what has been instilled in you, what's been imposed in you, and what you have taken and created as self-limitations. Okay, so you need to get it out of your head for one, and balance yourself out. Write down right and wrong and say, this is what my mother taught me. This is what my aunt taught me. This is what I've learned from, because right and wrong will change with every single human being. There is a consensus, don't kill anybody, but you have to find your right and wrong. Trina, what's going on? Oh. No, that sucks. Trina, give you a quick read real quick. Trina, Mendy. Why couldn't I remember her name that day? Anyway, I thought I said something about great people and you and your brother and Mendy, and I couldn't think of her name. Arrested development. What's going on? What haven't you developed? Oh, that's a positive thing. What haven't you developed? Whoa. You haven't developed allowing yourself to get engrossed in something, to allow yourself to do something, because I feel like your mind has to be over here. My mind has to be over here. And they're saying that to dive a little deeper into what makes you happy, okay? You want people to hear you and understand you, but you're talking to the wrong people. Those people you're trying to convince and to prove they're not worth, because, well, sorry, they're worth. Their consciousness is at one level, your consciousness is at another. Vibrationally, it's like tuning into the wrong station, trying to hear sports station on a country music. It's not lining up. You got to get it lined up. So you're going to start finding people and attract people, and you may have to use the golden lasso, and that's on my website, to bring in people that are like-minded with you, honey. It'll make a big difference in your world, because then it helps you get into more of joy. Tell your brother hello. Lynn Roll. What? Attached. What's attached? Do you have somebody that's like a partner that's too attached, that's too obsessive, too pushy, too needy, too something, too of something? You attract those people in because you're compelled to have to correct yourself, compelled that you have to do what you're told to do, be good, be this, and it's part of how you were raised. And so you have to attract somebody that wants that attention all the time, so that you can get back into that, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. But you think that you have this right connection, and start correcting that, because once you, and that's what you're doing, healing out particular things inside of you can make that relationship healthier and stronger, so that that person doesn't have to show up that way. Okay, there's a story going on in each one of you, and it's clashing. You start to heal the stories, and you both will come more in sync. Okay. What? There's a particular thing that just keeps happening over and over. This relationship's over, and that it's stored in the pain in the body. Your body's literally showing you. It's like a pain in the ass. Anita, real quick. I'm going to have to go soon because my husband's home. Anita. Okay, they're going Anita, Bonita. So your name rhymes, and your name. Did you get name called, or did you have people that are coming up with the name? They're repeating that name. They're repeating that name, and there's a compulsion. There's a compulsion to correct, a compulsion to do something. And usually when that's that strong of a compulsion, it looks like OCD. There's certain behaviors that are so much that you compel that you got to do this. You need to heal the compulsion off. It's a very strong pull. You need to clear that out, because it literally affects the way you think and directs you, and it's just a program. But you feel if you don't do it, you're going to get attacked. So you had, okay, how I saw feeling attacked is to do this compulsion. So now before you do that, because it's a safety blanket, go to the feeling attacked. Even though I'm feeling attacked, and attacked with words, attacked physically, attacked whatever, and gestures, attacked. You need to get that out, okay? You need to get that out. All right. wow, where are all these people coming from? That's good. Claire Rogers. Rodriguez? Oh, is that Rodriguez? You have a conflict between your ego self and your intuitive self. Your ego self tells your intuitive self, you don't shut up, you don't know nothing, and you believe your ego. Most of the time, you actually could be very spot on with your readings, or the feeling, or understanding, or the knowing. But your ego says, no, ha 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 ha, I know you don't. And so therefore, you have learned to create the self-talk of doubt and fear and the compulsion to, like an Eeyore, not quite depression, correct? Not quite. But you feel deficient. It's a belief system of feeling deficient, and is get rid of that deficiency by tapping that out. It's that belief. Get it out. Because it pulls you into, I can't figure it out. You need to tap out, even though I can't figure it out. Okay, even though I'm deficient. And look for triggers, and as soon as you start to pay attention to, I was just tripped, and I'm now I'm angry, or I'm in emotion. What did you just do and think? Begin to find your triggers, and then say, even though I just talked to a certain person with that feeling, and you just have to get that out. You're welcome. Thank you. I will come back and I'll reread it. Jana Russell, Jane Russell. Oh, shame on you. I told you to behave. Now you're going and done to hurt yourself. Oh, no, why are you watching that stuff? Letting go of all those voices of all the people that have corrected you, that have criticized you. These are the people that are living in your head, and you need to get them out because they don't need to live there. And you need to. So you draw a box, make sure all the corners are connected. Put the person's name. Draw one line through it and put D.W. Okay? That is about kicking them out of the head. Dwalkul is a Tibetan, and he everybody has a job to do. You make that rectangle, you put the name, put the line, put D.W. and then put it in a book, and then the spirits will help kick those people out of your head, including your mom. Nobody has to live there but you. Do you understand? Get them out, because they cause a great panic, because you got to go up and think about what they thought, and then you have to argue with yourself, and it goes back and forth. And it literally causes you to start making choices. Oh, maybe I should choose this college. Maybe I should choose this to study. It's not even about living as you. Okay, so Liberty Bowie. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Doggone it. Yes. Liberty Bowie on YouTube. What's going on? So you have the truth. So what you believe, what you tell yourself, you think is the truth. And they say, no, it's an old feeling, and you reconstruct it and you believe it to be true. So sometimes you argue with yourself and you're in great conflict. They said that there's a cultural thing. Some type of something that's, whether it's a race, your culture, the color of your skin, the gender of your body, whatever it is, and it's like you have to live up to those traditions. They're saying no, because it's actually confusing you now, because you're here, that's there, and you have to stop dividing, or you have to start dividing yourself up, because they are meant to be here and you were born to be over here. Okay. And the thing is that, you said, how does Michael feel about you? Well, it's feeling awkward, because there's a part of you that has this rejection feeling, and you're constantly thinking you're going to get rejected, and then that causes a an energy that goes out and it literally stops you from receiving what you really want. But rejection needs to be healed out of you. Oh, 2 mice on my desk and I'm grabbing the wrong one. All right, I'm going to have to call this quits soon. I'm here twice a week, Monday and Tuesday. Next Monday, I might come on at noon if the cameras work. So if I come on at noon, then it'd be an extra hour for all those that are in the United States. And so that means instead of late night for you, to be a little earlier, just 1 hour earlier. Oh, there is a lot of people here. I'm going to take Alicia Orts, Danielle Thomas, and Tammy Salwin, and Amanda Moore. Remember your names, because here we go. Alicia. You feel like you have to throw your weight around in order to be heard. I don't know if you're small and feisty, but they're saying that that old pattern, it's kind of wearing you down because you're moving into a different state of being. And so those old habits are coming into conflict with who you are and what you want to be. So there ends up having to not like this part of yourself, not like what's going on. But you feel if you don't have it, then you're going to lose control. And again, it's all about emotion. Because all of a sudden my back just started to tense right up and it hurts like hell. Because there's panic and then you can't reach out and you can't do something. It's okay, so we got to slow it down. You got to get that energy out of your head. Okay. Anybody that's ever had a reading, if you have a negative emotion, tap it out. Use emotional freedom technique. You know, you can go to my website and get it out. You need to calm this down. Okay. You need to do the Wayne Cook posture to calm those energies down, or you're never going to stop thinking. You got to calm them down. And then you can use an emotional freedom technique and you can move in the direction you need, because that energy is only going to cause your thinking and everything else to go nuts, and then you're not going to be able to resolve because it's just going to be compiled. Okay. And I said Danielle was next, and that is, what are you saying? Feeling invalidated. And you're using self-justification because you don't get that love back. You look and you wonder why you can't get unrequited love back. That's the same for you on there. There's a filter. There's a filter that literally, because that's what you saw as a child, both of you. How you've convinced yourself you can't see their love. What's really happening is that it's hopelessness. It is this fear that if I receive their love, then it's just, so you have anxiety. There's an actual push and pull. They're saying that you have learned to become the it, and you accepted it. And the thing is that your part of you is afraid that if you stopped feeling this way, then what's going to happen? So you're actually putting yourself in a position to push it away, to create the filters there to say, I believe this. And you've had enough experiences in your past. Some of you may just be new to this, but you've had enough experience in your past and you say, it's real. Okay, that's fine. I believe you. But you need to change that. I wonder why I did do that. Okay. Somebody did a paid, but we'll get to that in just a second. I said Tammy is next. Or did I say Amanda? No, Tammy is who I said next. Tammy Selwyn. Everything's mungled together. Unmesh yourself. I feel like you're meshed in. You gotta learn how to center yourself. Do some yoga. Do some crafting. You need to find something to keep your mind busy, your hands and your ego busy, so that your spirit can be heard. You got to give your ego something to do. You know, hopelessness is so, you know it so well that it becomes, you know it so well, it's you labeled it as peace. Interesting. You're going to have to untwist that, because it is draining your physical energy. And it makes you very self-conscious that people are looking at you or something. You just become very self-conscious. So you become very guarded, and you change your pattern. And because that's the way you coped with it. You worried. All right, worried has got to stop. Okay, even though, even though I'm worrying, or I'm worried, and look at how you're worried, and get it out. You may even have to just do this and look at how that self-talk, look at how you know that, because you got to get the blood back up, because you can't create reality if the blood is in the fight and flight. One more, Amanda, and then I will take Josephine. No, it's Bada Bing Bakery. Oh, I don't know. I'm assuming that. I did see a message somewhere. Amanda. Oh, are you sick? I just want to, Ralph, I want to throw up. Did you do that and it become very much humiliated? What happened? It's like an embarrassment. You're going through something very interesting. I have no clue what that is. It's really, oh my God, my stomach's upset. Are you carrying your nervousness in your stomach? Is this your anxiety? Instead of in your chest, are you carrying it in your stomach? Because you were bullied. When? You were bullied at 5. And that is it's old. So there's a trapped emotion of being bullied in there. Can it come out? Not that way, but yeah, tapping. But what's it teaching you? It's teaching you that you're not supposed to trust things, and that you're supposed to be overtime hopelessness. So literally it taught you to stop, and you're not supposed to grow. You need to change that. That's not good. All right, so Bada Bing Bakery. That's that is, oh, it is Josephine. Ha! Yes, that's you. Yes. Okay. Oh my God, I smell toast. No, French toast. Oh, maybe it's the bakery. What are you there now? God, now I want bread. What do I want? I want something. All right. So you're saying that smells control this? So are you connecting with smell? Is there something specifically that you want to talk about, Josephine? Because good God, you're connecting with smell. And sometimes the excess of certain people's vibration gets you really confused. You've learned to shut that off and to become indifferent, and waiting for her to tell me what she wants to know. What she wants to know. What is it you want to ask? There's something. Oh, just recently there's something about being made to feel like shit. Josephine, are you here? Oh my God. It's just like it's constant. It's in your head. It's in your body. It's like you're like, oh, here we go again. Is this true? Josephine, where are you? I hope she didn't lose connection. Tell me more. There's a particular outcome. Does she want it? Somebody else does. And it's always pushing, and it's always affecting the structure. After this, Danielle, I'll do you after Josephine. And then that's the last one. Self what? So you self-humiliation? Okay, so self-humiliation. How would you do that? Okay, self-humiliation. I think you know what that means, Josephine. It's going again, in and out, and it's like this particular outcome. It affects the structure of the way things are. But that self-humiliation, so why are you doing this? Is there an underlining? Because all your life you've been disapproved of. Have you been, okay, so have you been trying to get approval by somebody in particular? Yes. Whoever it is, you need to stop right now. And you literally need to heal that out. Do you understand what I'm saying? This trying to get approval, you're never going to get it because your soul hooked up with somebody that's not supposed to give it to you. As a young child, you saw that you could never get approval. You got to stop believing that, and you got to stop you got to pull that out. You literally need to resolve those emotions, because it'll all change. You start pulling it out, and it's going to change things. It'll change, and then you can start addressing not the things that are hanging here that are affecting you. You'll start noticing a pattern and stuff that's in your chest, and you'll notice how, oh, it's not even about here. And then you'll notice that you already have approval with yourself, and you notice that you have approval from people. And the reason you want approval so much is because of her indifference that she always gives you, because it's like, how the fuck are you supposed to read that? You know, it's like, and sometimes you feel like you're getting approval, but then it's like she pulls it away. So we got to heal that indifference. So it's like when you're looking at this person, you're like, oh my God. So you got to heal that indifference out. I would do a healing where I would just pull it out. So I would do cord switching, pull it out. Because it's literally, and then I probably do eye accessing, because it's literally stuck in the eyes. It's so strong. If you were to just cover up one eye and look at that situation, how, ooh, it just goes in a difference. It was probably a 10. And then if you look at the other side, it probably is, well, I don't feel like it's that high, but it's not as high as the other one. But then we would pull it out of your eyes. And it makes a major difference in your life and in your body. Oh my God, you know how when your arms fall, when things fall asleep, they tingle? It's like my nerves are tingling. And it's an awful feeling. It's the middle of my back. So I don't know if you use your arms, if they're up high, is something out of alignment? Yes. So when you said structure, you're talking bones. Yes. Oh. You're talking about the thoracic, the 6th one. So is your spine okay? Do you need to go to a chiropractor or get massaged? Where'd you go? I lost you. Oh, okay. Let me know about your spine. You're not supposed to behave that way. You're not supposed to be that person. Are you trying to become that person? No. If you have forgotten who you are, you're so focused on this, you've forgotten who you are here. Okay? And it's been such a long time that you have been so focused on acting a certain way, you forgot And so you've actually stopped being you. And in a way, what is that? You need to get more centered. You need to get more ecstatic. And you need to allow yourself to become unburdened, because it literally stops you from being you. So you're under pressure to be another? No. You're just so determined to get this approval. Well, tell me more. Is that it? No, there is something else. I can feel it. It's annoying. It's gnawing at you. Oh, the thoughts. It's gnawing at you without you knowing it. It's like the pit of your gut. It's in your spine. It's annoying you. It's gnawing at you. And it's wiping you out. Oh, I agree. Yuck. And you can't figure it out. Even though I can't figure it out, okay, get it out. Okay, you need to literally do EFT. Pull that out, because it's disrupting your thoughts. And you're doing that because you don't realize that it's gnawing at you. You're doing that because you don't realize you want approval so bad. And you can't hear how you're getting approval from others. And you're over here. You got to kick this person out of your head? No. I mean, you could. It'd be a good thing. But that's not the thing. Are you going through a particular memory? No. Oh, it's a chakra thing. Second chakra and seventh, connecting to spirit and front, back, the will. So you haven't got your will to know how you really need to communicate, want to communicate, be with people. And if that makes any sense, probably the neck surgery. Okay, so that's cervical. Down here is the thoracic. Rheumatoid. Oh, that rheumatoid arthritis has to do with that chakra in the seventh. And so the energy is not coming down. Oh, where's it? Ah, the will. So you've lost your will to do something. And it's just storing. Why? I hate to say this, Josephine, but do you like to be one of those talkers that bitches and moans and complains? Oh, Jesus. Shut that door. Oh. It's the way we communicate and talk with people and allow ourselves to, why did I do that? I think you're copying the environment when you're growing up. Because it's literally, you need to change that thinking. We got to get the heart and the mind. So live in gratitude. Learn to live in gratitude. Learn to live in thank yous and bring it in. You already know how to receive. You got to live more in gratitude, okay? Wow. You have a rush of energy that just went up. What's that about? Your tolerance level. You don't even realize how much you have tolerated for so long. You tolerated what? Distrusting. Wow, that you got to get that out. You don't need to tolerate that. You need to get that out, and you need to stop this particular pattern. I mean, it's literally affecting the way that your body is receiving nourishment. Is her spirit connected to her body? No. Can we put her spirit in her body? If you want, you do this, you copy me. You don't. You can get a magnet, use your hands. We're going to put the spirit in the body 100% where it belongs. Putting the spirit in the body 100% belongs. Putting the spirit in the nervous system where it belongs. Putting the spirit in the nervous system. Putting the spirit in the immune system. Oh, there's an emotion that's got to come out. What is that? Putting the spirit back into the body where it belongs. Oh, okay, so is your brain connected to your... No, jeez, oh, Pete. connecting the brain to the physical, connecting the brain to the physical, connecting the brain to the physical. Is the physical connected to the brain? Okay, so re-listen to this, break it down, do some healing. Danielle Thomas is paid. Let me check. Oh, now it's cooperating. Okay, so I'm going to say end the stream in YouTube and let that go. Gotta love my pearls. Okay. All right, gotcha. And that's Daniel. Okay, gotcha. All right. Oh, I can totally understand that, Josephine. Yeah, we need to do some one-on-ones. You need to get in there and heal some of this stuff because it's crazy. Not you, the patterns. So are you here, Danielle? Are you here? Oh, there. Okay, now it's working. Okay. Anything specific you want to talk about, Danielle? Because what they just jumped in at is that you're discouraged all the time. You're so used to it, you don't even know you're discouraged. They say you have an active memory, about 2 years old. And now all these children, hold on, you got all these children just ran by me. Children distract you? Do you want to have children? Do you got children? Did you miscarry? What's going on here? Why are all these children running around me? Oh, and I'm getting aggravated by it. Discouraged. Oh, you're discouraged. Talk to me about that. You got a habit of what now? You just have this contempt. And you have this contempt that just, it eats away at you and you don't want it. Okay. Oh, God, I'd love to teach you hope therapy because, man, we can get this right out of the ballpark. And there's a problem because you act mean and you're like, I don't want to do that. So these emotions are really, we can go talk further on that, but I think you get the drift of what they're saying because they said that the emotions, what is trapped? What vibration is there? It's not trapped as much as it's changed your, okay, go on, tell me. So it's an old resonating broadcast that's coming off of you when you were 4 years old. Get out. And having to live their way. So you feel like that pattern now is that whatever it is somebody tells you to do, whether it's a child, a husband, a friend, whatever, you have to start being there for them, and you have to start living their way. And that creates a disruption in the way that you're like, where the fuck am I? And you don't mean to be this way, but you can feel it. I mean, Jesus, I can feel this, and it feels, I don't even know if you're even aware. Oh, it feels clunky. It feels, oh, Jesus, it's so annoying. You feel like you're going insane because you can't make certain things stop. And you look around, I love my kids, I love my house, I love this. Why the hell do I feel like I'm going insane? Is it a hormonal thing? No, it's an emotional thing. Are you having to live the way? No, it's an emotional. What? Okay, talk to me. Turn the page. All right. A particular outcome, and you get depressed. Is it you that wants a particular outcome? No, it's somebody else. Oh, kids do this. They're determined that they want it. They don't have to change their behavior. That's part of what a child does. And that, oh, now where'd he go? He just popped out of my sight. He was just here, and now he's gone. Where did he go? I guess that would be frustrating for you, because he's determined he wants his way, and he wears you down. But you're strong, but you're not. You're convinced yourself, but you're not. You hear other people say, quit your bitching, and do. I hear too many voices, not voices, people's opinions. Does that help? Oh, and the person you do want to talk to, you're afraid that they're just going to give you a reproach, which means if you say something, you don't know if they're going to attack you. So there's a part of you that just kind of, because you have already condemned yourself, you've already, the reason I asked if it was hormonal, because if you may have to go to the doctor and say, hey, look, can you balance my hormones? Can you look at, but it's not that. And it is literally feeling dishonored. You feel like you're dishonored. Okay, that song, Under Pressure, David Bowie and all them. It sounds like Ice Ice Baby, but it's actually Under Pressure. I feel like you're putting yourself into the standards of who you have to be, and they're saying that you, by doing this, you've actually lost who you are. Okay. And it's wow, see, now I'm just going into this space. And you, oh, that's your downtime. We got to create what do you call it? Self-care. It has nothing to do with pampering your ass and spending money here and there. Self-care is healing. Self-care is to put your headphones on and sit in the bathtub. Self-care is learning, oh, I used to take care of my hair, and I used to wear makeup. Where'd that me go? Do you understand? And self-care is taking that time to clear your thoughts, doing yoga. I'm going to tell you, yoga works great. Stretching, if you hate yoga, fine, just stretch. And stretch, and when you're stretching, do it for, I do it to the count of 10 breaths. 1, okay? And then all of a sudden that muscle is tight, that all of a sudden just relaxes. And when you do that, some of your emotions are going to start to release out of the body. And when it does that, your mind begins to get clearer. This is why sometimes I'll just lay there and stretch in different weird positions. You could call it yoga, but no, it's not yoga. That overwhelm, okay. Do you lose the blood in your head? The overwhelm. Danielle, Josephine, you need to learn hope therapy. You can go to my website, it's up there, medicinewomanforyou.weebly.com. You need to learn hope therapy, because this is going to be your lifesaver. Danielle, they're saying that the idea of reproach really gets you. Telling your kid what to do and then how he reacts. Talking to somebody and telling them something and then the way they react. It seems to really put you in a fawning position of people pleasing. And it literally causes you, because now the energy is switching up, causing pain. It's causing maybe a lymphatic issue or something. That's another reason why probably it's a stretch, because you need to get those toxins out, and you need to get those hormones out, and you need to change it out so that the energy can breathe. And as far as relationships go, well, if you want a relationship, you need to heal that reproach that they're going to attack you if you go out and do something, because that seems to be right here and it's stuck in your face. And so if you haven't learned that lesson and healed it out and changed and resolved it, then you're going to put it on, you'll have to see it on somebody else. Relationship in general, there's a reconciliation. If they come in, it's not having to reconcile and bringing you back in life, but it's about resolving certain things that are important. And this time, you know, make sure you have chemistry, but don't lose yourself, because if it just loses itself in chemistry, then you're going to falsely think this could be the one. And chemistry is going to be the one in charge. But when your heart and you want to intellectually talk, you're not going to be able to express your love. Okay. They said that you have a past life relationship of coming in, which means you're going to have some unresolved issues. Does that have to do with reproach? Yes. Again, very important you heal this, because when you do, you're going to let your friends help you grow. And when you let your friends help you grow, then you won't have to stop distrusting love. You'll bring in that part of you that will go, listen to what I said, remove those steps, dissolve those emotions out. Because if you were to heal everything that I had said tonight, then you can have romantic feelings instead of just having chemistry. You can let that heart to become stronger. And then your mind will be open, and you'll start attracting a healthier relationship, because you'll feel like it's safe to love again. And if you don't believe what I've said, just understand each one of these cards were things I just said. Okay. Trust me, I said them all. You don't want to be controlled in another relationship. I honestly say it's very important you heal those things out. Okay? Thank you all. And your timer is going to ring in 2 seconds. I want you to do this a lot, especially when you think you're going to have somebody reproach you. Look that word up, reproach, because that filter is right here. Okay? It's really close. And it causes you to, it becomes discouraged, to hesitate, and then you go into people pleasing. You don't need to train a new love in your life to treat you the way you don't really want to be treated. You don't want to have to keep doing this over and over and over again. Okay? All right, y'all been good. Thank you all. I didn't realize I was on this long. What do I always say? Stay blessed, everybody.